is up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Stardom Review, a bi-weekly show where we talk about Stardom, which is Japan's all-female wrestling company. I'm your Melball. That is your Andre. Andre, how we doing this week?
I am doing great. I've been watching some incredible wrestling this last while. I've been watching some great New Japan, some great AEW, but most of all, I've been watching some wonderful, wonderful Stardom.
Absolutely. And just before we get into it, Stardom Review today is sponsored by Rogue Energy Drinks. If you want to scan that QR code down there, you can go to the Rogue affiliates. We do have a promo code OLEPODS. You can get 10% off of your order. That being said, Andre, let's get into this because this Stardom tournament has been utterly incredible. To go from the 5-star Grand Prix, now going into the IWGP World Women's Championship. What an incredible bunch of women they got together for us to compete for this.
Before we get into the matches specifically, let's go over who's in this tournament.
Absolutely,
So you have over on, because you have two different brackets. You have the Stardom bracket, you have the International bracket. So in the Stardom bracket, you have Itami Hayashishita, former Stardom champion, Himeka, who's been just an amazing rise this year, this last little while. You have Mayu Iwatani, who former ROH Women of Honor champion. So she has international pedigrees there, and I'm not sure the championships won in Stardom. I haven't researched a lot of them yet. I'm still a young fan for this company. And Momo Watanabe, the leader of Oedo Tai. I'm pretty sure she's the leader. But yeah, it's. I think you have some great people in the Stardom bracket. Of those four, do you think anybody shouldn't be here, or somebody else should be instead of them?
Not at all, actually. With myself, I mean, we also have gone into this era where Oedo Tai has become like the House of Torture. So seeing them a little bit more is kind of, I wouldn't say a detriment to the show, but it certainly it gives the same feel to the Stardom shows that the House of Torture gives to the NJPW shows. I feel honestly with Oedo Tai, I feel like Starlight Kid would be more of a leader than Momo because she is the most recent person, and freaking Starlight
Kid. But again, I don't. It's not about their leaders because Julia's not in this. You got to remember, she's not representing Donna Del Mundo.
Correct, she lost.
She's going after the Stardom Championship in the end of the year. So, yeah, you've got to. And then the international side. That's the one that's been the really interesting side, is that you have the alpha female, Jazzy Gabert, the second ever Stardom Women's Champion in this tournament, which is a huge, huge plus to bring. And she's back with Stardom, part of the Neo Stardom Army too. So it's not just she's back for this tournament, she's back to Stardom, which is huge. And then you have Ava White, who's going to be her opponent in the first round, who again, she as we were listening to Chris Charlton speak on it, she's very young in her career, only about 2-3 years along, but she's I think she's very good. I could see some things as we'll get into the match that she might have problems with, but I think really, and then the winner of their match will face Kairi, former WWE Women's Tag Team Champion, NXT Women's Champion,
Stardom legend in her own right.
Stardom World Champion, I think Stardom Wonder Champion, Stardom Tag Team Champion, Stardom Artist Champion.
Don't think there's a lot of belts that she hasn't held in Stardom.
No, and she's held in she deserves to be. Yes, I know she has returned to Stardom, but being in the international bracket makes sense because she is more of an international star at this point from her time with WWE and NXT. It makes 100% sense. I think this is like a wonderful, wonderful tournament to really, really bring women's wrestling to the New Japan fan.
Absolutely.
I think again, these matches are airing on Stardom. A lot of these matches, first bunch of matches, but the finals are taking place at the crossover show, at Historic Crossover, as I like to call it, Historic X-Over, as they named it. And there's going to be a women's title match at Wrestle Kingdom. They're going to have they're going to start putting more of the women's title matches on regular cards going forward. So, I have my pick to win this, but we'll get to that once we get to once we get there. But to start it all off, we have from the Royal Quest show on October 2nd. We didn't get to watch this until only a few days before the rest of the matches were happening because it took forever to drop the Royal Quest show on New Japan World. Oh boy, Jazzy Gabert, the alpha female, taking on Ava White.
What a match. I honestly I didn't even realize, just because of how dramatically she changes her look. I had to like look at the history of her and realize that I thought I didn't know who Jazzy Gabert was, but I did.
Yeah.
What an incredible, experienced powerhouse of a wrestler. She has those thick powerlifting legs. She has that thick upper body, but then she has that like very tapered, very small waist on her. Such an incredible build, but just the experience that she brings into that ring. She did so well, and she's literally like an Amazon with a mohawk to me.
Dude,
like that is
their
just
second round match.
incredible.
It's an even bigger size difference. But and Ava White is not a small girl. Like she's pretty tall. She's got that good kind of, like, she's got that thickness. Like she's got you can see the muscle tone on her. She's that good kind of thickness, and she like Jazzy made her seem small, which is weird because Ava is not a small person, and she was made to look small by Jazzy. Jazzy is just that big. But this match I thought was just phenomenal. Like Ava's kicks. Let's go right to her kicks. Like that's her main, like her number one part. Like Roddy Strong is the backbreakers. Ava White, she's the kicks, man. Like she can kick you from any angle. Like her hook kicks. Whoa. When she did a Marufuji hook kick, I was like, what? I was just like, yes.
That was almost Will Ospreay level good.
Yeah, like but yeah, she did the Ospreay Marufuji hook kick, and I was like, wow, that actually looked really, really good. Her kicks are phenomenal. Like, and then like Ava got really good, actually cool. Jazzy got a cool like Anaconda Vice submission.
Yes, I noted that also. Yeah.
Yeah, CM Punk's old finisher. She got it on Ava, but Ava did get the road. It was just. I'm like, I haven't seen that move in so long. Like other than like I think I saw Punk do it a couple times in his AW run, but like I was like, I haven't seen that regularly used in a long time. I'm like, oh, I really like that. But yeah, and then like Jazzy ended up getting the Romero special, that surfboard, and then she transitioned, brought it down into like when you grab under the chin, you pull back. Oh, I love that.
I feel like commentary called it an Akamura special. That's what I wrote down.
He called it Romero.
Why did I hear
Akamura? He called it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty. I've heard Riccaboni call that move, and he calls it a Romero special. So or not Riccaboni, Charlton. But yeah, I could have swore he called it a Romero special, but because that's what I wrote down was a Romero special, and then I put in parentheses surfboard because that's what I heard off his commentary Romero special. So that's what I wrote. But again, like the power advantage that Jazzy had in this match was crazy.
I have to agree. What I do have to disagree, going back to a little bit back into the topic matter though, is Ava's kicks. As powerful as they are, I would have to say that based on her kicks, it showed her lack of experience. They were a little slow. I feel that was a size thing though. The same kind of problem that I had with Hikuleo. You remember I was saying he almost didn't seem to know how to use his legs. She's figured out how to use her legs. She's just got to figure out how to speed it up just a little bit. It was just a tiny bit slow for me, but otherwise I have to agree. This match was a very, very good, heavy hitting match for both of these women. And Jazzy really did quite dominate in this match while still giving Ava the opportunity to still come out looking like she deserved that championship too.
And like I'll say this, Ava really went for those axe kicks a lot. She really likes the axe kick. I'll say that. But and then she ended up hitting a Gotch style pile driver.
Yeah.
Jazzy literally landed on her head.
Yeah.
Like she picked her up into it, and then it almost like Jazzy slipped out.
And I thought that too.
Just fell and landed on her head. It looked. I was scared for a second, going, "Oh, dude, is I was scared for Jazzy for a second, but then she just got up and moved, and she was okay.
Yeah, she started kicking pretty quick.
And then the ending came very fast after that, where Jazzy ended up hitting what Chris Charlton called the Inoki Plex. But for a lot of American audiences know it as the Regal Plex. And she got the 3 count and got the win. But wow, I will say this: I saw some greenness in Ava, and again, she started wrestling just before COVID happened, so she did get really limited in a lot of her training in her early experience. But for where she's at, I think she did really well in this match, and it was a great starting match for this tournament.
I have to agree.